What do you think of when you think of Sonic? Fast? Blue? Bad OCs? You'd be right to think those things. But now I want you to look deeper. Who is he? Obviously he's a hero. He saves people from evil and he fights injustice. But why? Why is Sonic doing what he's doing? The answer to this is actually pretty disappointing. He has a strong sense of justice. Pretty much the most basic trait in the template for a heroic character. Sonic has no personal motivation. All he does is give quippy one-liners, beats Eggman, and calls it a day. He has no depth whatsoever, and this would be okay if the main focus of the Sonic games was the gameplay. But Sega chooses to include a story in the modern Sonic games. This means they have to give Sonic character, which the point of this video is to say that they have failed to do so. Let's take a superhero. Tony Stark, Iron Man. You love him, I love him, pretty much everyone loves him. But why? It's because he has personal motivation. A self-desire that drives him to complement his care for the desires of others as a character. After seeing the destruction his weapons cause, Tony seeks to redeem himself by using his engineering prowess to save others and fight crime. This gives him depth, and makes him a good character for the viewer. Sonic has none of this. Zero, zilch, nada. Sonic fights evil because the plot needs him to. Of course, this is where the common saying comes up. It's made for kids. Yes, it is. But I think kids do notice these things, just perhaps more subconsciously. If you were to show a child a character with a backstory, and one without a backstory, they'd likely prefer the one with backstory, even if they couldn't say why. Even for kids, characters need to be relatable, because they have feelings too. A lot of Sonic stories fall flat, because they're extremely messy. However, I think the ultimate flaw is Sonic's poor characterization. It makes the story less engaging. Sega spends too much time focusing on what Sonic will fight, instead of focusing on Sonic himself. So, I touched on self-motivation, the main issue of Sonic's character, but I can give you some instances when Sega did get it right, so you can better understand where I think they're currently failing. If you're watching this video, you're probably no stranger to the plot of Sonic Unleashed. At the beginning of the game, Eggman harnesses the power of the Dark Gaia, bringing out the darkness in Sonic. The consequences of this is that when the moon rose, Sonic would be overwhelmed by dark energy, becoming the Werehog. The Werehog is a much more aggressive version of Sonic, as it reveals his darker side. Narratively, the Werehog is fantastic. Now not only is Sonic on a quest to save the world from Eggman, but also to free himself from the darkness of the Werehog. This is a personal motivation. We need more of this. Even then, it goes further. Since the Werehog brings out Sonic's darker side, Sonic becomes worried that the form is a reflection of his true self. By taking Sonic's steadfast and unbreaking optimism, Sega made Sonic a much more engaging character to the player. My second example is from Sonic and the Secret Rings. At the beginning of Sonic's quest through the Arabian Nights, he encounters the Eraser Djinn. The Eraser tries to blast Shara, the genie of the ring, with a flame arrow, but Sonic takes the blow for her. The flame arrow sets a curse on Sonic. If he does not collect the 7 world rings for the Eraser, his life will be forfeit as the flame extinguishes. This scene demonstrates Sonic's pure heroism as he takes the blow for Shara, but also bestows a device of self-motivation upon him via the flame arrow. Now not only is he set on saving the Arabian Nights from erasure, but he also needs to save his blue hedgehog hide from being burnt to a crisp. At the end of the day, I can only hope Sega catches on in their story writing. They need to drop the attitude of focusing on plot and spend some time in the characters. I feel like they've done well with Sonic's personality, but his motivations have a long way to go. But their top priority should really be making a good Sonic game. Come on guys, it's been 10 years.